We are in Wrangell. We've been in Wrangell for a while. I was gonna do a whole little blurb on Wrangell because I thought we'd be here all winter and I'd have all the time in the world. But it got cold and Eric's decided he doesn't want to be here in the cold. So we are untying our boat and we are headed south. We are headed south in November. So this will be a completely different trip. It's going to be colder. We're going to have more weather. It's going to be darker days. We aren't going to have so much light. We can't travel as far. So it's going to be an adventure. This is Wrangell Harbor. Not much wind going on right now, but it's very, very cold. Freezing. Earlier today, there was quite a bit of waves out there, but that's not what's concerning us. What we have to be careful of is the freezing spray. Because if you get too much ice on your boat, that's a problem. There's the harbor guys down there. They're checking on all the boats and making sure everything's safe. If something's not safe, they will take care of it, but you will pay as a boat owner for that time. It's pretty quiet around here. Saw some fishing boats going out earlier. Got little whitecaps out there, and it's usually really calm out there. We've been saying goodbye to friends that we've met. Nice people here, love the community. They even have a little weight room that I've been able to go into. We've been waiting a few days before we leave, and the next opportunity we have, we're out of here. So enjoy our adventure.
With as cold of weather as it is, I'm glad to see that we've tied up the boat this way. That's less line for me to try to untie off the dock. I will have to deal with the stern and the bow line, which are knotted on the dock. Our boat does have enclosures for the cockpit, which has been great in rain and in this cold weather. It keeps the cockpit a little bit warmer. We even have a gangway door that goes all the way down, so it stays pretty warm in here.
It's amazing how much warmer that keeps it back here. I didn't realize how cold it was until I went out of the boat. I'm a little out of breath, it's that cold.
We will be planning this journey in pieces. It is winter, and the weather is worse, and the storms come up more often. Planning for this trip, we've noticed that the accuracy of the weather is for shorter periods of time. We are planning the first 4 legs of our journey right now. The first leg of our journey will be from Wrangell to Meyers Chuck. It will take us about 8 hours and 40 minutes going at 6 knots. We are going to have to start early, and we are going to have to make sure that we make it above 6 knots, and we better have a duck out anchorage just in case something goes wrong. The second leg will be from Meyers Chuck to Ketchikan, which will take us about 6 hours at 6 knots. We will also need about 2 hours to top off the fuel tanks. Once we determine our route, we go to Windy and we determine what the weather's going to be like for the days of travel. This is the first leg and the second leg that I just spoke about. I have split the screen so that you can see the route above, and below to the left-hand side you can see the day and the time of the weather that we're seeing. At the very bottom you will see the color coding for the amount of wind that is blowing. We like the blue-purple color, the blue, even the green. Once it gets into the yellow-orange, not so much fun. We are looking at this Monday morning trying to determine when we might be able to leave and get through to Ketchikan, Foggy Bay, and then Prince Rupert. Right now you'll see, according to the wind, it is purple and blue, so it looks pretty good. It actually looks good all the way through Wednesday. However, it's winter and it's very cold right now. We have been hearing freezing spray warnings, and so we're taking a look at the temperatures. Here are the Wrangell temperatures. Today the low is 19, Tuesday it's 24, Wednesday it's 31, so it's warming up over the week. In Ketchikan, we also have a low of 21 today, 24 tomorrow, and on Wednesday it gets up to 30. In summer, you can basically look at the wind forecast to make your decisions. In winter, it's a little different. You need to know the temperature as well. Freezing spray over open waters is a concern. Freezing spray is a serious concern for ocean voyagers because once the spray is airborne, then under the right conditions, it will freeze as soon as it contacts any surface. This will lead to ice accretion on every exposed portion of a vessel, including decks, superstructures, spars, shrouds, and more. It may cause communication equipment to cease functioning and could lead to a loss of function of mechanical parts. However, the most serious impact of ice accretion is reduced vessel stability. The added weight of ice adhering to a vessel above the waterline will change the center of gravity of the vessel and make it much more susceptible to capsizing. Personally, I take the threat of capsizing very seriously. So we are going with caution when the weather forecast says freezing spray is in the mix. As a result of these cautions in the forecast, we are not taking off Monday or Tuesday, and we will take a look at the weather again on Wednesday. I'm up in the pilot house this morning. We were not leaving today, but I took a look at the weather. There's a possibility that it might be an option. So I've woke Eric up, and we're gonna take a look at things and just see if maybe we should go today. Won't know until we compare all of the weather stuff. Eric's taking a look at the iPad, and we're staying. How come we're gonna stay?
Because it's windy.
It's windy today?
No, tomorrow. See, 2 days, good days to get to Ketchikan.
Yeah, but we could wait in Meyers Chuck.
Won't be fine. Staying here.
Okay.
Marine forecast for Clarence Strait, issued at 3:32 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. Today, light winds becoming southeast 15 knots. Seas building to 3 feet in the afternoon. Tonight, southeast winds 20 knots. Seas 4 feet. Thursday, southeast winds 25 knots. Seas 5 feet. Rain. Thursday night, southeast winds 25 knots. Gusts to 35 knots out of interior passes. Seas 5 feet. Rain.
The temperatures in Wrangell are starting to look better. It's 25 now. The low was 24, and the low just keeps going up, so that's good. In Ketchikan, it's even warmer. It's 30. And the low now is 26 today, 29, 29. We're going to get some snow, but that means that and the rain, and the temperature is going up there too, so that's good too. Prince Rupert, the wind warning is gone. Today is the low of 19, but then it's going up to 27, 30, 32. So temperature-wise, it's looking better. Eric put on our window coverings over the last few days to keep things warmer.
Good.
I know, I'm trying to remember which way. This is our stern power cord. We have this one, plus we can run a power cord off the bow of the boat. We are bringing it in anticipation of taking off. It's so cold, we even have the dogs on the doors to keep them tight.
50 knots becoming east. Seas 3 feet. Tonight, east wind 15 knots. Seas 3 feet. Saturday, southeast wind 15 knots increasing to 20 knots in the afternoon. Gusts to 40 knots in the afternoon. Seas 4 feet, except 9 feet near ocean entrances. Rain. Saturday night, southeast winds 20 knots. Gusts to 40 knots. Seas 4 feet. Rain. Sunday, east wind 15 knots. Seas 3 feet. Monday, east wind 15 knots. Seas 2 feet or less. Tuesday, northeast wind 15 knots. Seas 2 feet or less. Marine forecast for Clarence Strait, issued at 4:24 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, Friday, November 11th, 2022. Today, southeast wind 15 knots. Seas 3 feet. Tonight, southeast wind 15 knots. Seas 3 feet. Saturday, southeast wind 15 knots increasing to 20 knots in the afternoon. Seas 4 feet. Saturday night, southeast winds 20
On November 11th, when we depart, sunrise is at 7:20 a.m. We're used to getting up and getting started much earlier, so of course we are waiting around for a little bit of light. Sunset will actually be at 3:46 p.m. Daylight will decrease approximately 4 minutes a day as we progress through this journey. Winter in Alaska means dark is dark. There are no lights, nothing to guide you. It's usually overcast. Traveling on the inside at night puts you in jeopardy of hitting logs or crab pots, which there are many. So our travel hours will be limited to winter daylight. By this time of year, we are wearing our Mustang flotation jackets. These keep us a little bit warmer as we move around. They will keep us floating if we fall in. They're good all-around work jacket. I am also starting to wear gloves. It's cold outside, and on top of that, the lines are now freezing, and so it takes a while to move them, and they're cold. The enclosure around the cockpit is a great thing for keeping us dry and warm, but it is a pain as we leave the dock or arrive at the dock. I have to unzip and unhook everything. We are off. We are headed down the inside passage during winter. Not many people do this. We are leaving the Wrangell Harbor. This has been our home for the last couple months. It is just now getting daylight. We are headed down Zimovia Strait, where then we will go into Clarence Strait. We do have a duckout anchorage identified over here on the right. We have the duckout anchorage in case weather gets bad or if we're just going too slow and we're not going to make it into Meyers Chuck.
Check this out. It almost looks like a summer day. We are underway. It's kind of exciting to be off the dock. It's a nice day. We did good waiting for the weather. It was really hard waiting. We wanted to go, but it was really cold at the beginning of the week, and then we had a kind of a storm coming in yesterday. So we waited till today, and I think that was a good idea. I think we're going to have to just be patient throughout this whole trip. It's not going to be like we can just get up and go every day. So we might learn something new on patience. You can see there's a little bit of snow on the mountains here. It's been cold. It's warmed up though. I just saw a whale over there. There it is. Look at how beautiful it is. I had to put on a down coat though.
And the first leg of the journey is done. All the planning paid off and we made it to Meyers Chuck before dark. The docks sure look different in winter.
Day 2. We're up early again. Want to get early start. We've got to get to Ketchikan today and put fuel on the boat. We'll spend the night there. If I have a chance, I'll do a little bit more shopping before we leave, because Wrangell was a pretty tough place to provision. And we've got a few holes in our provisioning. We can make it.
Dixon entrance to Cape decision issued at 3:40 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, Saturday, November 12, 2022. Small craft advisory through late tonight. Today, south wind 20 knots becoming southeast 30 knots.
On November 12th at 6:30 a.m. we left Meyers Chuck and we headed to Ketchikan. It was going to take us 6.5 hours to get there. We experienced 20 to 35 knot winds southeast as we headed to Ketchikan. We had rain and it was low overcast and about 38 degrees.
I know you can't see much, but it's early morning and we are leaving Meyers Chuck. See if you can see anything from the back.
It's just light enough that we can see our way out of the cove.
We have never really had porpoises play with our boat until this trip. This is so cool. It's a little cold out here, but the weather isn't as bad as it could have been. As you can see, there's a little snow going on. I have my down coat on for this. Eric is down there doing his engine room check. Very consistent. Just, again, it's winter. There's more rocking and rolling. There's more temperatures. Just more that can go wrong. As we are coming around this island, it's getting a little bit rougher. Where you've got some white caps out there. I think I'm getting more used to being in this kind of condition because I don't get sleepy or as sick as I used to get. But I'm sure I'll have a chance to have that tested somewhere along this trip. So we're just coming into the Tongass Narrows. The nice thing was, once we got in this area, it got a little calmer, which was nice for me.
Still blowing 25.
As Eric pointed out, it's still blowing 25 knots. I don't know, what do you think? Look at this. There's snow. It's winter. I mean, it's November. What else do we expect? We are coming into Ketchikan and we are going to the fuel dock that is between the airport ferry and the Alaska Marine Highway ferry. So we'll have to find that. It's raining, kind of drizzling. I think I'm going to have to rethink my shoe wear at this point. I think I'm going to be on the dock a little bit longer than normal. We're down to 20 to 25 knots of wind. So hopefully that's not too problematic getting into the dock. We have a bow and a stern thruster, which really helps when we dock. What's wrong, Destin? Did your tummy get upset? We're at Stop Dock in Ketchikan, and we are topping off our fuel tanks. We have several of them. We have one here. We have another one back here. We have two more up higher up on the boat. So Eric's sitting here looking at the numbers, making sure that he only puts in what he's supposed to. If you look here, you can see that the Havaseas is kind of listing. Not kind of, it is. We tried to make sure that we balance the fuel in the boat. In this case, we're putting on 700 gallons of fuel. So that adds quite a bit of weight. You can have just a regular diesel flow, or in our case, we use the high flow, and it goes rather fast. We're up to 480 at this point. And like I said, we're gonna fill up with 700. The fuel dock that we're at is between the Alaska Marine Highways dock, and over there is the dock for the ferry that goes back and forth between Ketchikan and their airport. It's a wonderful, nice day in Ketchikan, Alaska. It's cold, it's rainy, it's winter.
What's your boat name?
Havaseas, Havaseas.
There we go. So that was diesel number 2, and it ended up being exactly 700 gallons.
Yeah, I got room on the south side float 9, stall number 20. It's a bow and starboard if you want it.
Let's do that. That's easier if we go in bow and starboard.
Okay, so 9:20.
Yeah, roger. Bow and starboard.
Very good. We'll see 9, float 9, slip 20.
As you can see, the fuel dock's right here. And now we're going over here, and we're going up here. Up here to the docks. And see how many times we've been in there.
We arrived in Ketchikan, still in daylight, and the rest of the day was running to the grocery store for more provisioning, adding water, and basically just getting ready for the next day. Click like and subscribe, and join us in the next episodes as we try to make our way all the way down to Washington in winter.
Have a see you next time.